If you're smack dab between Miami and Boca Raton, you must be in Fort Lauderdale. And while we're spending a couple of weeks in South Florida filming episodes along the coast, we decided to check out the culinary scene in this tourist destination to see if there's anything worth writing home about. Is the FTL just a land of spring break food shacks? Or will we uncover some tasty upscale hotspots? Let's start devouring. Well, being this close to the ocean, we might as well start off with some seafood. So we're stopping at a place right here in our hotel called Takato, which they say means in a state of extreme happiness. But for us, we just want to experience this Japanese-Korean fusion.
This menu looks incredible. So basically, this side is the Japanese side, and we've got sushi, nigiri, some rolls, a lot of specialty items. This gold side is the Korean side. So this is more of the cooked dishes and some of the traditional Korean flavors that you'd see, like kimchi, and there's some fried rice, bulgogi. Is it bulgogi or bulgogi? It looks fantastic, and our server just went through and pretty much talked about every single item on here. So service, check. Views, check. Of course, it's great because we're on the beach, but also this location is right below where we're staying. We've got a 2-bedroom residence here that we have booked through our Inspirato Pass. Oh, by the way, we're at the Conrad. Phil ordered me a cocktail because he knows what I like. He also got himself a cocktail, and I'm going to try them both. So he got me the Oku Martini. It is Ketel One vodka, pineapple, lemon, black pepper, and basil. And look how pretty it is. Everything is better with a flower in it. I love it. It does have this like green tea taste to it, which is super yummy. And it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. So many flavors, and the aroma, it all comes together. Phil's is the Japanese Hugo. Saint Germain, sake, shisho, and prosecco. He loves prosecco. I see why you ordered it. Oh, that's tasty. That's tasty because of that Saint Germain flavor, but then the prosecco just bubbles it right up, and I can see it's right up Phil's alley, and he knows me so well. This is right up mine.
And of course our little eco straw. Oh yeah, that's light and refreshing. A lot of prosecco, so it's just that nice base level of crisp bubbliness. And then the sake is actually pretty subtle in here, but you do get a little bit more of that Saint Germain, which is really good. And the lemon. I love it.
We are starting off with a bang. This is maguro foie gras, and it is basically tuna nigiri with some foie gras on top. There's some shisho and tare.
I believe tare would be the right way.
Tare would be the right way. So we love foie gras. We love that foie gras is on this. And if you want to see the most amazing foie gras sushi that we have ever had, then click somewhere up at the top here. We're gonna see what this one's all about. Yeah, this is fantastic and delicious. That foie gras being just a little chunk on top melts in your mouth. And the tuna is outstanding. The foie gras is like butter, the tuna's like butter. The whole thing just melts in your mouth. That's delicious, I loved it.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick that out of bed for making crumbs. That's delicious.
This is the rainbow ceviche. Our server Austin is mixing it up for us, and it looks gorgeous.
And this is salmon, whitefish, scallop, and yuzu. Oh wow, look at that. Oh man, that's good and fresh. And also, what is this? Radish? I love radish, especially on a dish like this. It's already so light and fresh. You just get that crispiness, that pepperiness, and I love it. So good, like maybe a little mint or basil in it. Oh man, that's phenomenal.
You know from these 2 dishes we've already had that the fish is so fresh and so good. I love how it's different, and the presentation is different, and how it's prepared and delivered to you is different. Food is great, but sometimes it's even better when it's different, a new experience, something you haven't had before, or in a way you haven't had yet. This is great, I love it. Yeah, get the rainbow ceviche if you come here.
Oh, that's really good. What is that, lime? That's really good. Oh yeah.
New cocktail time, and this one's called a fugu cup.
What'd you say to me?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a fugu cup. Tequila, lime, watermelon, Thai basil, and ginger. Oh, that's good.
The Tataki Dynamite roll, it is their signature roll. It is king oro salmon inside and snow crab on top, baked snow crab. And these little balls on the outside, very hard to pronounce, but they're basically like a crispy rice. It gives it a little crunch. I love this. Again, it's different. This is not like a typical thing that you would get, like a salmon and avocado roll. This snow crab is really good. And I love that it's baked not too much mayonnaise, because this is perfect. You really get a strong snow crab flavor. That's the biggest flavor that comes out. And then also the little crunchy rice balls. Still super, super crunchy.
The like little bread balls. Those like have a really good like seasoning.
Right into the sea bass croquettes. I saw this on their Instagram page. Always look on their Instagram pages before choosing things on the menu, because you need to see what it looks like, what it might look like moving, because reels are a big thing now. I'm sure there's a lot of seasoning in there, but not a whole lot of other fillers like mayonnaise and breadcrumbs. It looks like a lot of sea bass just minced up. Wow, I really love it. And I'll tell you, this is not like a traditional croquette that you will get in Spain like we did on our tapas tour and our restaurant tour in Spain. You can put those in your queue by clicking right up here. Definitely not the traditional Spanish tapas croquette. Something different and equally as good. This is more air crispy goodness, really strong sea bass flavors, and the texture, crispy, does it all. That aioli is really good too. I like it. Spicy, a little bit.
Oh. Much more impressive than I expected.
Right?
Next up is the signature kimchi fried rice, a concoction of beef, rice, crispy nori, and fermented cabbage, served in a piping hot molcajete and tossed table salt. The heat from the bowl creates an incredible crunchy rice crust as it sits. Everything here looks so good. This is delicious. I love the steak.
This is one of the better starts to a dining tour that we have done so far. So I'm really excited about the rest of our trip. This was great. Everything that we had here was excellent. Loved it. And a really casual vibe. This is not fine dining by any means. This is a super casual, great view, excellent food kind of place. When we started researching restaurants, we found a lot of Asian fusion in Fort Lauderdale and in Miami. And if you want to see our culinary adventures in Miami, then please subscribe. It helps our channel, but it also gives us encouragement to keep creating videos like this. But tonight, we are here at Casa Sensei. It is a Latin Asian fusion.
Voted the best Asian restaurant in Fort Lauderdale for 2 years running, Casa Sensei's waterfront location on the acclaimed Las Olas Boulevard features a full omakase sushi bar, plenty of Pan-Asian comfort dishes, and a tantalizing cocktail menu.
This is popcorn with kimchi butter. This butter tastes like hot sauce.
I got a Titini. It is basically a gin martini with passion fruit and a little basil on top. Ooh, our server was right. He recommended it for me, and the passion fruit is such a strong flavor, but it's still a really strong drink. There's a lot of gin in there, and the passion fruit just kind of cuts that edge off.
Sounds like
Yummy.
somebody did a good job making it for you.
Somebody did.
And here you're looking at a melantini. This is watermelon puree, fresh, vodka, lime, cucumber, and mint. Oh, you get like all the little bits of watermelon in there, so it's not strained. It's got a little body to it. It's really good. Very vodka-y.
We got one of their signature rolls, maybe the signature roll. It's the truffle butter crunch roll. It has crab on the inside, yellowtail on the outside, and this is vegetable tempura. Oh, we got more food coming. And their other super signature dish on their appetizers is the lobster guacamole. Typical guacamole with these lobster skewers. That lobster is great with that guacamole. It adds to it. I feel like so many places say, throw a lobster tail on it or throw some lobster on it and it's gonna be so great. But it's like, yeah, this is this with lobster, but that lobster actually makes it because the flavors work so well together. Whatever seasoning they're doing the guacamole, they're doing it right.
If I do a tequila shot, that's a little lime. Yeah, I'm loving the char on the lobster.
Back to this roll, there are vegetable tempura flakes on top. The most important part is the clarified truffle butter. According to our server, it is a very strong truffly taste. So I know, after me, of course, Colt's gonna love this. Tons of truffle. Colt, you gotta try it.
That's good truffle butter.
So much texture in that. That's the unusual thing. so many sushi rolls kind of taste the same. You take a bite, and it's like you have the seaweed and the rice on the outside and the ingredients on the inside, but this one's totally different. It's like so kind of meaty because of the fish inside and outside. I love it.
I'm gonna cut off the first bite of this charred octopus for Brooklyn because she can't wait to try it.
That's delicious.
Of course, Colt wants a bite too. Ready, love?
I confirm it is good.
You heard it here first, folks. It's good. This is the Mongolian duck, and we have been warned that it is perfectly crispy on the outside, fried in its own fat, but then pulled out just at the right time. So it's not too crispy and not too not crispy. I love it when I get so excited when I just put something in my mouth and I know it's gonna be good before I actually taste it.
And that's really good.
It's good, huh?
Just like brown sugar.
I bet there's brown sugar in the glaze, that sauce that they have on the outside.
That's delicious. Even the fried rice side is phenomenal.
I'm gonna pull. I'm out.
Here we are, folks.
No, we didn't.
Some house-made cotton candy for you.
I guess we're gonna let them finish the cotton candy. I'm not even having a bite. They are devouring it. And I'm just waiting on the sidelines for when they're done so we can get those sticky fingers clean. We're gonna see you tomorrow night. We have so many more great restaurants in Fort Lauderdale to visit. We're actually gonna go to a few Italian restaurants this trip, but this one is a New York style Italian place with a gourmet twist. It's Heritage. And it was recommended to us by one of our fellow Inspirato members.
The chef owner of Heritage is Rino Cerbone, a bona fide rock singer with a respectable career that's been put on hold while he focuses on this trendy concept in the Hive in Flagler Village.
We're starting off with a black mushroom arancinis, and they look delicious, and it looks kind of purpley, not black, but I'll have to cut into it. Wow. So cheesy. Really strong mozzarella in the middle here. Delicious, I love them.
Oh, this is amazing.
You like it?
I love it.
It looks like a little dinosaur egg. Wow, that's really good. That's delicious. So crunchy on the outside. Other than the texture, it tastes a little bit like a mushroom pizza. A lot of the same ingredients when you think about it.
The menu is actually pretty small. They only have 3 pasta dishes, so I know that all 3 are gonna be excellent, but we got an astounding response when I asked what pasta to get. The Bolognese. Bolognese. Bolognese for us. This is a light-looking tomato sauce, and the meat is all over the place. What is this kind of pasta? If you know what this pasta is called, put in the comments for it. We always love to learn. We're great with feedback, so leave it down below. I love this pasta. The sauce is great. The meat is cooked perfectly. Sometimes bolognese is mushy. This is not mushy. This is great, but the actual pasta, it is so fun with all those little ruffles on each end. It just puts flavor this way, that way. I love this pasta. It kind of like tickles my tongue.
And this bolognese, by the way, is veal, wagyu, and pork. That's a marriage made in heaven. Just like ours, baby. Oh, wow. Speaking of heaven, yeah, that is heavenly. Holy moly. It just tastes like silk. It's so good. That sauce is so soft, and I'm already addicted. And here's our pizza course. And you know this is going to be legitimate pizza because this is a legitimate Italian place. And this is called a patate because it has whipped potatoes in addition to smoked pancetta and an entirely huge selection of cheeses. Provolone, fresh mozzarella, cheddar, and ricotta. And then you can see on the top here that we even have some chive roots. Our service says this is like a loaded baked potato on a pizza. Let's see. That's exactly what it tastes like. And if you're like me, you might be thinking, potatoes on a pizza crust, that's too much carbs. It's still relatively subtle. The flavors are incredible though. It's one of the better slices I've had in a long time.
New York style pizza is my favorite with that thin crust and the floppiness of it. I love it. But I was really intrigued by this baked potato-like pizza. Yeah, perfect flavors. I am so glad this place is recommended to us. This is honestly a really great surprise, a breath of fresh air.
The best bacon I've ever tried.
We've outdone ourselves here. This place is great. You should come here. And this is legit. You really, really should try out Heritage. It's a great surprise for us. This is another recommendation from our Inspirato friends, and it's another Italian place. It's Cafe Martorano. And Chef Steve Martorano has been quoted saying, "I'm the most famous chef that nobody knows." Well, we know, and we're gonna check it out.
They sure kick things off right and immediately here. We've already got our amuse-bouche, Italian style. And this is macaroni with peas and a spicy tomato sauce. Oh, that's good.
I love it when we get amuse-bouches. All of their pasta is homemade, scratch-made, perfectly al dente. And Phil's making fun of me for eating with this spoon. It was in the plate. What's I gonna do? Not use it? I'm sure this is a big indication of how our meal is gonna be. It is delicious. I cannot wait for the rest of the meal.
You know what goes really well with an amuse-bouche? A Belvedere martini. Such a great way to start any meal. So Chef Steve actually grew up in South Philadelphia.
Born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
Anyway, he DJ'd there in the 70s. And they actually have 3 locations for this restaurant. One being here in Fort Lauderdale, one in Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in Pennsylvania, one of those P cities, and the other in Atlantic City.
If you read about this place, you're gonna hear all about their meatball salad. It is what they're known for. Of course, we had to get it. Ooh, it's juicy. Ooh, and it smells good. Kind of smells like ham, so I'm thinking there's pork in there. I'm gonna get a little of this ricotta on the side right there. I'm coming in with my left hand. Definitely pork in that. That is really moist. And if you see all the ingredients in there, there's a lot going on inside this meatball.
It's got the consistency of a meatloaf. It's more fall apart than most meatballs I've had. And it's good, it's delicious.
Ooh, I like the balsamic vinegar. 99% of the time, the balsamic vinegar it's too vinegary, it's too strong. This is perfect.
This is a bucatini with cognac sauce and lobster. It's on their specials menu, so it's not on the regular menu at all, but they have it. We also have the Sinatra also on the specials menu, and it is a veal marsala, so really creamy mushroom sauce, and then there's some risotto. It looks like saffron risotto. I'm only saying that because it's yellow. I haven't tasted it yet. Sauce is seasoned perfectly. It is creamy and garlicky, and this rice, let me think if it's not saffron, but it's good. But the star is the veal. The veal is awesome. And there's also lobster on top of this too. So we're having a little surf and turf. I'm gonna try bite with the lobster. The veal is so thin and tender and flavorful.
That's the best mushroom I've ever had.
I'm a fiend for lobster. It's always been my favorite thing. It always reminds me of being in Key West and going down scuba diving and catching my own and bringing it back up. Nothing tastes better than when you catch it yourself. All right, maybe that one does. Yeah, that's Caribbean lobster. But let's try this pasta. Super al dente. That's fantastic. And that sauce is phenomenal.
That was all lobster. I love their lobster. The Caribbean lobster is my favorite lobster. So much more flavor in my opinion. All right, we're gonna finish sucking this down. We'll see you at the next place. Our next stop is Blue Moon Fish Company, and you guessed it, it's seafood. It's a scratch kitchen, and they use as many locally sourced ingredients as possible. It's also known for being a little romantic, so go for a date night, or be like us and take the kids with you. So I'm gonna grab my 2 kids and my husband, and we're gonna go inside. I see why it's considered a romantic place, because it's right on the water, really pretty. But we're off to a good start. Their bread is really soft and warm, so it tastes like it's freshly baked. And the olive oil has garlic soaked in it. The garlics are taking a bath in there.
It's another very warm night here in South Florida, so I'm doing something nice and chilled, going with a mule. But this is the Blue Moon Mule, which is blueberry vodka and lemon. Gonna squeeze a little lime in here. And sorry you can't really see it because of these really cool copper mugs, but hey, that's how mules work. That blueberry hits you right away. Even with the lemon and lime, it's not really tart. It's actually a little bit sweet. Very unusual for a mule.
I'm mixing up a little bit from my typical martini at dinner time, and I'm getting an espresso martini. It's a pick-me-up. They said that there are dolphins. We're gonna go see if we can catch them. They pop up like right around here. Look, right there. Another benefit of being on the water. So pretty, so cool. Who doesn't love dolphins?
Starting off with middle neck clams. So I just eat the whole thing. I love clams so much more than like oysters. And one, it has so much more flavor. Two, flavor tastes better because I like it more. Three, it's a lot more firm. It's not like gooey in your mouth. It's like it actually has a good texture. And it tastes like the ocean. It's like salty.
Well, I'm sold, so let me dig into one of these then. I'm gonna follow Colt's lead and not use a cocktail fork and not use cocktail sauce and not use lemon. Purist. All right, I don't have a problem with oysters, but Colt's right. These are just top notch. Like, there's so much flavor and body to that. I could eat probably 3 dozen of those without any problem at all.
I got their pasta dish, which is linguine with shrimp, clams, mussels, and it has like a chili and pepper sauce. Excellent mussel. And the spice is on point. It is not in the pepper flakes, it is in the broth. And so it gets all over the noodle and all over the shellfish in here. Really good flavors.
All right, I went with the roasted grouper, and it's blue crab crusted grouper on a bed of risotto with asparagus, and it's in a butter cabernet sauce. Take a look at this. Tell me it doesn't look amazing. That sauce is super flavorful, delicious, and the risotto's cooked perfectly, of course. Oh, wow, look. It's like a crab cake on top of the fish right here. Now, the big reason that I got this today is because this is something that they put on a menu as soon as they opened in 1997, 25 years ago. This is mostly a fish bite right here. So much crab flavor in that.
Dynamite. That's a phenomenal idea to have that kind of crusted blue crab on there. It literally is like a crab cake on top of an excellently cooked fish.
I got some buttered pasta, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Oh, you're kidding me? Ethereum? They hit really high. That's pretty nice.
Just settling up and heading out. We've got more. Now, this is the restaurant I am most excited about going to. When we reached out to our travel peers and asked them where we should go in Fort Lauderdale, so many of them said Casa D'Angelo. And it's so many people's favorite Italian ever, not just in Fort Lauderdale. So we're really looking forward to it.
With 3 Florida locations and another in Aspen, Casa D'Angelo sets the stage with a focus on old-world traditional Italian dishes that feature fresh ingredients, perfectly prepared meat and fish, delectable desserts, and fine wines to complement every meal.
It's delicious.
But I think Brooklyn's about to have a mind-blowing epiphany.
Is olive oil from olive?
Her mind is blown. That's hilarious.
So we don't normally give you a heads up on what we're ordering, but tonight, just to set expectations, we're only getting 2 dishes here. One of them is going to be one of their signature pasta dishes, and the other is going to be a meat dish that we really just can't pass up on.
This looks awesome. It might rival our Florence adventures. Steak is Brooklyn's favorite. She could eat a whole cow.
Well, the whole entire steak, not all cow, is steak. I wish you could taste it.
I was just telling Aaron when we were getting ready tonight that I said, what sounds really good for dinner? Florence. And I didn't even know where we were going, so here we are, and we're having Florentine steak, which is a phenomenal and traditional and stereotypical quintessential dish for Florence. So here we are having a Florentine steak in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we're gonna see how it compares. But if you wanna see the other episode with our Florentine steaks, click right up there for now. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. And I don't know if it's because I'm just longing for Florence, longing for those flavors, so it tastes really good, or if it actually does compare to a true Florentine steak. But it's phenomenal. I'm grateful either way. This is really, really hitting the spot.
I can't wait to be back in Florence, which might be soon, by the way. We're all head over heels over the steak, but there's more. We have our pasta dish, and this is a bucatini cacio e pepe with lobster. And the lobster is medallion. That is a huge piece of lobster. It looks like a big piece of cauliflower, but nope, that's all lobster. And in case you don't know, cacio e pepe, it means pepper. It means basically like a cream and pepper. It's heaven. So good. And I want to point out that this lobster, I can already tell, it is not Maine lobster, it is Caribbean lobster. All the lobster we've had so far in Fort Lauderdale is Caribbean, and I like Caribbean lobster way better than Maine lobster. I'm gonna make a little plate for Colt, because he actually was the one that ordered this pasta for us.
Already the best cacio e pepe I've ever had.
I'm really surprised by that, because this kid first had cacio e pepe pasta when we were in Volterra, Italy, and his mind was blown. That was a really memorable food experience for him, so that's saying something.
But I like the smell of pepper and the taste. I finished my steak and I'm feeling a little full. Wait, Dad, are we having dessert? I'm not full, no.
This is our last restaurant of the entire trip, and I don't mind saying it's by far my favorite. This place is phenomenal. It's the closest we could come to actually being in Florence again until we're in Florence again.
Just what I thought. The day couldn't get better. This is pistachio del Toscano. It tastes exactly like a pistachio.
Yes, that is legitimate pistachio ice cream. Gelato. This is one of the more enjoyable meals we've had as a family in a long time. The kids had a great time, loved the food. More importantly, we love the conversation, and we've been loving how these kids have been growing up and exposed to new cultures and new foods, and we would love for you to follow along with us on all our other adventures. So please consider subscribing and come along with us to the next place, because we're off.
You got the